Hi everybody. Today I'm going to show you how to make a hemp bracelet. You can use the same technique on a necklace or an anklet or anything. Today I'm going to do a bracelet because it's a little bit shorter. It takes a lot longer to do a longer piece. So you need one really long piece of hemp to make sure you have enough and the bracelet is not too short. And then another piece of hemp, pretty long. And you put those together like that. And you just tie it off into a loop. Like that. And you can use a board with nails. I've seen some people do it that way, but I don't have access to a board and my son's sleeping. I don't need to be nailing anything. So what I do is I'm going to use this wine bottle because you have to have something to hold it. It's a lot easier that way. So the wine bottle is holding the hemp. You take the longest strand on the longer strands, you put that in the middle. Zoom in just a little bit so you can see it better. Take one of the longer strands, you put it in the middle, and you take this piece on this side of the middle strand, and I really hope y'all can see what I'm doing. And you take the other strand on the other side and you cross it over that strand. Okay, we'll call this strand A, and this is strand B, and we'll just call this the middle strand. So you take strand A and you put this across the middle strand, and you take strand B and you cross that over strand A, and then you cross it under strand A and you pull it, and you just keep doing that for a while. Strand A over the middle strand, strand B over strand A, then under strand A, and you just keep doing this, and this is going to create a spiral effect. You just keep doing that until it's time to add your beads. Just keep doing it. Make sure it doesn't like crink up or anything. You just want to check it every so often and just kind of like squeeze it and make sure it's not crinking up. And as I'm using small hemp, you can get thicker hemp if you want a thicker bracelet. But this is going to be a small rope bracelet. You just keep doing that, just keep doing it until it's time to add your beads. Okay, so you just measure it after you've tied it a few times. Measure it and see where it lays out on your wrist. It all depends on how big your wrist is. But for me, since I have a really small wrist, this is the time where I add my first bead. This bracelet's going to have 3 beads. So I'm putting these beads. It's going to be 2 on each side of these, and then this in the middle. So how you do this is you take the end of the hemp, you just thread it through the bead, and then you take it and you just keep doing what you were doing before. Strand A over strand, over the middle strand, strand B over strand A, then under strand A, like that. And just keep doing the same thing. Now, after you add your first bead, you're going to want to add just about a little bit more of the braiding and the tying, about to right there, probably like right there. You just do from the bead to about right there, and then you add your middle bead, and it'll be like that. Depending on how big your wrist is. Okay, I'm going to do mine to about right there, and then I'm going to add the middle bead. Just do the same thing you did with the last bead. Just thread it through. Like that. And just do the same thing. Turn your bead a little bit so it faces outwards. You can adjust this afterwards if it's not facing outwards. Just like strand A over middle strand, strand B over strand A, then under strand A. And you just keep going until you get that little bit of space in between, like that. Okay, it's time to add a third bead now. So just do the same as before, all the way to the end. And just thread your bead through. And you just do the same thing as before. Strand A over middle strand, strand B over strand A, and then strand A under strand. Strand B under strand A. And you just keep tying. Now this time, since you got all 3 beads on there, you want to get it to about this long, or however long it was before you added the first bead. So it'll go around your wrist. Maybe you can do it a little bit shorter actually. You just take it after you get all 3 beads on it, lay on your wrist, and just see where it's going to be. So for me, I just need to do it until about right there, that much more, and then add the bead to make the clasp, and I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, you're going to need like a bead like this. You take your bead, and you thread it through the hole. Oh, these beads are not very. 1 second. I'm gonna use this bead instead. Anything big enough to like put a loop around. That other brown bead, the hole in it wasn't drilled very well. And you just do the same thing. You tie it off onto it. You just do it a few times, just like kind of just tie it off and keep it on there. And make sure it's really tight. You just put it on your wrist. Like that. You're going to have to make some adjustments to the loop. So what you do is you just take the loop, just tie it off one more time so it's a little bit smaller. But big enough to fit around the bead. So just kind of stretch it. See if that'll fit over you. But anyways, you just make a loop so it can fit over it. Mine's not fitting, but just make it bigger. And I'm gonna fix that on mine. And then the rest of the excess hemp, just take some scissors, just chop it off. My bead, you can use a different bead with yours. My bead is just a little too big. It's just not wanting to. But yeah, you get the idea. There you go. See, it's trying to position it right so you can see. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe. Please, please, please subscribe. All right, thank you.